The road to GH will reveal how the free flu vaccination clinic that day was overcrowded. Who could have known that these injections, promoted as disease prevention, could become a deadly curse? No one could have imagined that behind those seemingly harmless syringes was a dark conspiracy aimed at not just one, but hundreds, even thousands of victims. It all began when mysterious deaths occurred right after the vaccination. Willow and Isaiah, the two people directly filming the event, noticed strange signs. They quickly sent the video to Jordan, but soon after, a series of bizarre incidents occurred. Jordan and Isaiah were locked in the hospital's sauna room. Steam rose thickly, turning the small space into a suffocating cage. Their cries for help echoed in vain until the firefighters arrived to rescue them. But why were they locked in there? And was it really an accident? These questions gradually made the atmosphere around the hospital thick with anxiety. Jordan had received the flu vaccine that day, and soon after, she began feeling something was wrong with her body. Her health was already fragile, with only one kidney since it had been donated. The doctors diagnosed that she might be affected by Digitalis, a potent toxin that attacks the heart directly, and even a small amount could kill a healthy person. But the horrifying part was, Jordan was not the only one. Sam and Dex, two previous patients, had fallen into critical condition from being poisoned by Digitalis in their intravenous bags. A haunting flashback appeared. Cyrus, with his cold eyes, had personally injected the poison into Sam. The smile on his face seemed to confirm that everything was under his control. What was his plan? Why mix the poison into the flu vaccine? The small clues, like a ticking clock, pointed out that this was not just an ordinary medical incident. This was a meticulously planned mass murder scheme. A biological weapon, disguised as protection and salvation. Jordan began experiencing mild heart pain. The doctors immediately rushed to her aid, but every second was a fierce battle to pull her from the hands of death. Her colleagues, from Sam and Willow to others who had received the injection, were also facing similar dangers. Fear spread throughout the hospital like wildfire across a dry field. But behind it all, the shadow of Cyrus loomed like a predator. He had calculated every move. Mixing Digitalis into the flu vaccine was not just to kill, but to mislead investigators. All origins, all evidence, were erased in the chaos. And while everyone was still trying to solve the mystery, he had enough time to disappear, leaving behind a trail of helpless victims. Every heart could stop beating at any moment. The hospital became a battlefield where doctors not only had to treat the sick, but also uncover the person behind the conspiracy. An oppressive atmosphere covered every corner, as life and death hung overhead like a sharp blade, waiting to fall. Would the truth be exposed before it was too late? Or would the darkness devour everything, leaving behind cold graves and secrets never to be revealed? The nightmare at the General Hospital escalated as the number of deaths related to Digitalis soared. While all suspicions pointed to Cyrus Renaud, Jordan Ashford could not ignore a terrifying truth. Cyrus, no matter how cunning, could not act alone. Someone inside the hospital had certainly helped him switch the flu vaccine batch. The fragmented clues from the pharmaceutical management system eventually led Jordan to an unbelievable name, Portia Robinson. Portia, always dedicated to her work and family, had been present in the pharmaceutical storage room on the very day the switch happened. When Jordan confronted Portia, she immediately noticed something was off. Portia had become cold, distant, completely different from the empathetic and passionate person she used to be. She avoided all questions regarding her work in the pharmaceutical room and even seemed vague when mentioning Cyrus. What was even stranger was that during the investigation, Jordan discovered that Portia had mysteriously disappeared for 2 weeks just a few months earlier. When she returned, Portia claimed she had attended a medical conference, but her records showed a trip to a small town near the border, a place once used by Cyrus as a secret base. The horrifying truth began to surface. Jordan found secret files in Portia's room related to a laboratory that had conducted mind control experiments. Some documents indicated that Cyrus had funded the project before he was caught. Portia may have become a victim of those very experiments. Remaining records revealed that Digitalis was not only a deadly poison but could also be used to weaken a person's will, turning them into a tool of subjugation. Jordan realized Portia was not the betrayer, but a puppet controlled by Cyrus's cruelty. Jordan knew that Portia may have acted under Cyrus's threat, with him using Trina and Curtis as mental hostages to manipulate her. But before Jordan could do anything, a new batch of flu vaccines was about to be distributed, and this time, no one knew whether they had been mixed with poison. As the hospital faced the risk of more deaths, Jordan was forced to make a harsh decision: expose Portia to save others or find a way to rescue her from Cyrus's grip. Time was running out, and the darkness of this deadly conspiracy had only just begun to descend on the general hospital.